Okay, hello again. Good afternoon. So you can just wave. I know your microphones are mute right now, so you can wave to let us know you can hear me. Okay, thank you very much. So this is 2:05 p.m. Nigerian time. And today we have, of course, as written on the screen, International Women's Day celebration. We'll have a panel discussion on women in law practice, breaking bias to become. And then, of course, our focus will be on the dynamics of women in the legal profession, challenges and successes. And so I welcome everyone to this panel discussion. And I can see some others are already joining in. Wherever you join us from, I appreciate your presence. Thank you so much. Kindly mute your mic so that we could block off foreign noise. I will begin by introducing myself. My name is Rachael Obodo-Obunseli. I am the head of legal and research, as well as acting deputy director, Honorable Justice Innocent Umezulike Foundation. I would simply talk about our foundation and the background. Honorable Justice Innocent Umezulike Foundation is an international non-governmental organization formed to honor the legacy of late Honorable Justice Innocent Azwike Umezulike, who at the time of his death was an acclaimed professor of land and property law, authored over 25 books, and served as Chief Judge of Enugu State, clinching the longest serving Chief Judge in Southern Nigeria. The foundation delivers its mission through the promotion of excellent legal education, research, and charity initiatives. Some of our facilities and programs include law library, legal research, annual lectures, workshops, and seminars, as well as educational grants, scholarships, and funding. So on this note, I would like to introduce our panelists for this session. We have two panelists for this session, and they will be discussing basically on the dynamics of women in the legal practice. They will share their own experiences. And then of course, if there are ways we could forestall or institutionalize the rights, the fair and equal rights of women in the profession. And so the first panelist, in no particular order, the first panelist, we have Jessica Ogechi Megbele. She is a chief state counsel with the Delta State Ministry of Justice with over 18 years in the legal practice. Her passion and advocacy for the rights of women and children inspired her to write a book titled Women Inheritance. Jessica is a member of the Delta State Sexual and Gender-Based Violence Referral Team. She was a one-time financial secretary and vice chairperson of FIDA, respectively. And currently, she serves as the chairperson of International Federation of Female Lawyers, FIDA, Warri, Delta State, with volunteering experience in various NGOs across Nigeria. Welcome again, Madam Chairperson.
Thank you so much.
All right. Okay, so we have here Your Honor, Onwesiama Ebele Frances. She is a reputable legal practitioner with extensive knowledge and experience in property law, a core humanitarian engaged in the civic formation of young children and adults. And then she's currently serving in Anambra State as president of Customary Court. Your Honor, it's a privilege to have you here in this session. Can you hear me?
Rachel.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, Rachel.
Okay, thank you very much. That is fine. Okay, so we would go straight into the panel discussion. Like I said, we have just 40 minutes to conclude this session. First of all, I'd like to give a background of what our opinion is about the International Women's Day, of course. Basically, the International Women's Day is a day set aside in the month of March every year to celebrate women's achievements and initiate strategies that will help to engage more women, individuals, private and government institutions to ensure equality and protection of women's rights in the world over. Even though some unverified studies shows that about 57% of female lawyers leave legal practice in the first 5 years, it is pertinent for us to appreciate women in legal practice, both demised and alive, who have broken the bias to become. I will give a few examples. Take, for example, in our foundation, we have 2 co-chairs who have broken the bias, in the legal profession. Of course, we have Honorable Justice Rosalind Patricia Irorofe Bozimo, OFR, and then we have on the right, Dr. Chisom Cynthia Umezulike, who have and are still breaking records in their respective legal practice. So while we talk about challenges, of course, we also need to celebrate ourselves, both women in other professions. Even if our focus is on the women in legal practice, we also appreciate women in other spheres of life or career. And so I welcome all of us again to this panel discussion. I would begin now with questions for our panelists. So I think I'll begin with FIDA chairperson. Yes. Madam Chairperson, I know you've been in the legal profession a while now, and of course, the International Women's Day is not a new thing to you because you've been in the development space also for a while. So what does it mean to you, International Women's Day? What does it mean to you?
Thank you very much. I'll say for me, as a woman, is a day set aside to celebrate women, their achievements, their challenges. We look at the challenges too. And it's also a day we challenge ourselves. It's a call for women to come up, be the best you can in whatever field you find yourself. Exploit, do exploits, and don't kind of limit yourself. It's a call trying to tell women that we can be the best we want to be. It's just trying to go out and be everywhere. Be the best you can be. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I would also go further to ask, why the law practice? When did you realize you wanted to be a lawyer? I mean, how do you explain the dynamics of practicing as a woman? You know, when you look at the male counterparts in the profession, it's predominantly male. So when exactly did you realize, or why did you become a lawyer?
Thank you very much. You see, growing up as a child, I was very good in sciences.
Okay.
And at the time, I couldn't cope. And I wanted to just go into the arts. And wanted to go into the arts, I wanted to do mass communication. But my dad spoke to me and he made me realize, see, you can do this. And of course, when I started as a law student, I found that I had a lot of potential in me. And it was fun, seeing yourself arguing, seeing yourself reading and all that. And at the end of the day, after law school, that's where women normally have the challenge because you say, okay, I am married, my husband does not want me to practice, babies are coming. To tell you, I had my first child while I was in the university. Oh. I had my second son when I was in the law school. I had my second son 2 weeks before my exam, my final
Wow.
exam. And I went in there and I still made it.
Hmm.
And today, I'll tell you, those two sons I had while I was in school, they're already reading law right now. So
Wow.
you see, for me, it was like, I can do this. And yes, in a world where the men, where the profession is predominantly the male, I have told myself I need to be focused. And being focused, I invest in myself. You know, you have to try as much as possible to get yourself equipped. Get yourself equipped. You know, you have to read. Knowledge, they say, is power.
Mm-hmm.
And in a world where we are right now, for you to bring out the best in you, you have to try as much as possible to invest in yourself. I didn't take it as in, okay, I have children, I have husbands. No, rather, even in my challenges as a mother, as a woman, as a married woman, wife too, I also told myself, I need to create this career for myself. So it's all about you trying to tell yourself, look, I need to be focused. And once you are focused, you know what you want, you go for it.
Yeah.
So basically, as a woman, you just need to be focused. Is a challenging word already. For you to
Wow.
be the best you want to be, you must be
Oh,
focused and tell yourself,
okay.
this is what I
Yeah.
want. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. As a matter of fact, you have spoken extensively about not just your background, how, I mean, why you became a lawyer, but of course, some of the challenges that you had to face. Imagine giving birth few weeks. It is already difficult for someone who is not pregnant to pass the bar exams. How much more someone who had to also worry? I mean, a woman who had to worry about childbirth. And then, of course, I remember back then in law school, some people brought newborns into, I mean, the examination hall. And it is quite disheartening that sometimes we do not have, I don't know, platforms or initiatives, to cater for women who have this. It is, I don't feel it's a natural thing. I mean, it shouldn't be a challenge, but these are challenges created by, I mean, bias that are already there, So I feel that we should do more. We could do better. These are simple, natural things that a woman must go through. A woman, I mean, most women, because some people choose not to, but most women would go through childbirth. And so it shouldn't deter them from becoming what or whom they want to become. And so I believe these challenges formed part of your success story. So personally, Megbele, do you have, I mean, have you recorded what successes can you specifically say you have recorded over these years post-call? We can't hear you. Can you hear me? We can't hear you. I think,
Yes,
okay, yes, we can hear you now. Hello?
hello, are you hearing
Yes,
me?
yes, we can hear you now. Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay,
Go ahead, go
okay.
ahead. Yes.
As a lawyer, you say you are a good lawyer when you begin to see your judgments, when you begin
Okay.
to record a lot of judgment. And you see, my passion is usually for sexual offenses,
Okay.
trying to eradicate sexual offenses and see how we can limit such. So when I begin to get good judgments for defendants that are already accused persons, okay,
Yeah.
getting the judgment and in the favor of state, okay, for me is an achievement because
Mm.
um as a lawyer, you say you're a good lawyer when you begin to practice it and then you are seeing good results.
So I believe you
So
have
for me,
several judgments and several cases to your name.
a lot
That's
of cases
that's
to my
that's
name.
very that's very impressive. That's very, I mean, like I said earlier, I mean, a lot of women in their first 5 years of call delve into other things not related to the legal practice. So it is quite impressive to see a female lawyer who, through these years, through these 18 years, have dedicated her life to these causes. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. I will now go over to Your Honor to ask a few related questions from your questions, and then also ask her some specific questions. So, Your Honor, over to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. So, when did you realize, first of all, let us even know your opinion, your perspective of the International Women's Day. What does it mean to you? I mean, what is it for you?
Hello?
Hello, I can hear, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
Okay,
you said
yes.
You wanted to know my, yes?
Yes.
Hello?
What is your opinion on International Women's Day?
Okay, thank you, Rachael.
Yes.
For me, it's a day women all over the globe are being reminded that their accomplishments, their contributions to the society every day are worth elevation, they are worth support, they are worth acknowledgement. That's what it is for me. It's a day women are being applauded.
Okay.
For me.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much. Of course, in fact, we cannot underestimate that acknowledgement part of it, because daily we are reminded about what we should not do as women, what we could not do or achieve. And so it should be more of what we could achieve as women. And so that brings me to a more specific question. You were in full-time practice, like as a litigation or solicitor, yeah. But now you are at the bench. It's a different, we're all in the practice, but it's a different ball game from what you were doing as a lawyer. And so how do you succeed? Because you are still there. I mean, what is your success metrics or mechanism in this male-dominated profession? I mean, I will give a little background. From time immemorial, like I said, women have been told what they couldn't do and little of what they could achieve. Historically, the first female lawyer in the United States, Arabella Mansfield, wasn't allowed into the boys' club until 1869. That is like 100 years, after the United States was found. And then even in the practice, in the usual law firm practice, we have women as associates in the law firms, but we have fewer women who are actually partners in law firms. And so now for you at the bench, how do you succeed, or how did you succeed up to this point that you are in now?
Okay, Rachael, thank you for that question. Yeah. Basically, I succeeded by not giving up.
Oh.
I succeeded by not giving up. As a young legal practitioner, I kept pushing through the challenges of balancing my responsibility to the law firm I was working with at that time and motherhood. Wow. So basically, I kept pushing through till I got that balance. When the opportunity to advance to the bench presented itself, I was ready to take it. I was ready to take it because I didn't put my career on hold. Do you understand? And honestly speaking, in my appointment as the president of customary court, I didn't experience any gender-based challenges, because at that time, even up to this moment, we have lots of women at the lower bench.
Okay.
The narratives are gradually changing, thanks to all the awareness out there. You understand?
Yes.
But on the bench, being on the bench, you will see few male sexists that feel that need to bully females on the bench.
Okay.
I tackled that by performing my duties with so much confidence, courage, and integrity. That kind of put them in check. I tell them that I own my court. Yeah. So that is the summary of my success.
Wow. I mean, that's quite encouraging. I mean, we have other younger lawyers and aspiring law students who are participants and who would likely watch this recorded session. And so from your experiences, I believe they would have a lot to learn. They really have a lot to learn. Okay, yes. So moving forward, you gave Your Honor, you gave a little bit of some of the things you were able to do, but what progress have you seen in the protection of women's rights in the legal profession? Are there legislations to tackle all these barriers? Or, I mean, does the Legal Practitioners Act address any peculiarities as to female lawyers? What's your opinion?
Yes, there are laws, that protect women against harassment. Then basically, when it comes to discrimination, there's a lot of improvement because we have so many women rising on the bench. We have women becoming chief judges without much opposition. Yeah. So there are laws, yes, and the courts too are working tirelessly, to see that the surge in sexual offenses are, reduced to the minimum. So there's a lot of progress going on so far when it comes to women's protection as it regards legal profession. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, that's beautiful. That's quite relieving. That's quite relieving to know. You mentioned earlier that we have more women in the lower courts. It is almost rare for you to see a lot of men in the lower courts. Why do you think that is? Why do you think, is it that we have less intelligent women in the profession to attain those other, higher positions? What exactly do you think is the major challenge, as it were?
Sorry, come again. You're cracking up.
Oh, okay.
You're cracking up.
Can you hear me now? Your Honor, can you hear me now?
Yeah. I'm hearing you, yeah. Okay.
I asked a question on the ratio of women at the bench, at the higher bench and the lower courts. That's the lower and higher courts. You mentioned earlier that we have a lot of women. As a matter of fact, we have more women at the lower courts than in the higher courts. So why do you think we have that disparity? Why do we have that gap? And what do you think we should do to fill up that gap?
Okay, basically, in my own opinion, I think the gap is because of our salary. Yeah. Being a man, the salary they pay, I don't know. I think basically that's the reason. Let me put it that way.
That's a general reason in workplaces, not just in the legal profession. I think the world over. Yes, I think the world over.
When it comes to high courts, they have kind of regulated their salaries. Okay, now that's why you see mixed. Do you understand?
Yes.
When it's done at the lower bench, you see that the gap will bridge. It's not about that it's less intelligent people or no. It's because basically the men are shying away because of the salary. Basically. Yes. They want a place where they can get more as the breadwinners of the family. That's what I feel. That's the reason.
Okay, I think that's a general. It's not quite peculiar to the legal profession. Then it is general in all professions for men to take jobs. But I still feel that men have the higher opportunity and chance to engage in high-paid work than women, because this disparity that you have just explained clearly shows it, that women are willing to accept lower salaries for even doing the work. For doing a job that is twice, of that of what the men are doing. So I think what we need to do, like you have said, is to encourage legislations that will bring in or that will increase salaries of women in these lower courts, or attract more male. Let us attract more male. Are you there, Your Honor? I can see you are.
Yes, I'm there.
Okay.
I
thought you went offline. Okay.
No. Women recently, began to break the bias. They start coming up. Do you understand? So for them at this stage, it's not like they are comfortable with the salary. Do you understand? But they, on their own part, they are struggling. Do you understand? To come up, to be there. Do you understand? To balance. To be at that bench. So they want to be there first. Then they can fight for other things that come with it. Do you understand?
Okay. That's fine. So I'll come back to FIDA. Chairperson, Madam Chairperson FIDA.
I'm here.
Yes, we have spoken extensively about about challenges women in the legal profession face and how we can ameliorate some of these hardships. But we would like to quickly know how one can raise awareness. How can we raise awareness to challenge these bias in the workplace, especially?
Okay, generally, you see, even as lawyers, knowing fully where we have the law, some persons are still sexually harassed in the workplace. So I think it's apart from creating awareness, it's for us to come out and speak out, because a lot of people hide and they don't want to talk about it. So when you don't talk about it, it becomes an issue.
Yeah.
And it's bad. I mean, like what Milord was just saying, the women just feel this lower bench is just okay for us. I really don't think so. For me, I think we don't need to just, that's the essence of the theme of this year's International Women's Day. Let's break the barriers. We need to challenge ourselves and see, you see, we need to aim high. We need to tell ourselves we can go further than this. The higher bench is not statutorily like tagged for just the male. No. But we women just feel okay, because I will look at it this way. Some are shy to do the work. Some don't want to take the challenge of, some just look at it, okay, because of my family, I might, let me just settle for this. But when we tell ourselves, because not just creating the awareness, but telling yourselves you have to go beyond where you are. Creating awareness, of course, we know the law. Like for the ordinary people that are not in the law profession, we have the VAP law. And some persons, like I tell you, most times when we go for sensitization program, we ask how many people know these laws exist. These are laws that are protecting the rights of women.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of persons need to know these laws
Yeah.
and
Yes.
begin to practice it. That's it.
Yeah. Yes, thank you so much. We are running out of time because we have just 4 minutes. So I think we have less than 10 minutes now to round up this session. So on a final note for both of you, Your Honor and Chairperson, what steps have you taken? Or rather, let's just end it on a message for young female lawyers who are thinking of diving into all. It is not bad to actually do other things, but who are planning to quit the legal profession totally. What message do you have for them? And for law students who will be watching or seeing this video apart from now, some of them are already having phobias for the law practice. So what message do you have for them? Okay, anybody can answer. Okay, Your Honor, you go
Thank
first.
you.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. They should eliminate phobia. They should eliminate fear. They should be persistent. They should go for it. They should not take no for an answer. They should actually know what they want. Yeah. You understand? Yes. They should know what they want. They should be consistent and passionate about what they believe in, because that's how they achieve the goals they set for themselves in a very competitive way. You understand? Then for the young mothers, the young wives that are lawyers, they should not give up. They should keep pushing through. You understand? Eventually they find their balance and they will take off from there. They should not put their career on hold. That's my advice.
Okay, thank you so much. Madam Chairperson Fida, what message do you have for young lawyers?
Yeah, for me, it's just stay focused. Stay focused, that's all. Stay focused. Because once you are focused, you know what you want. You will definitely get it at the end of the day.
Wow, thank you so much. It's been an insightful and a very good session with you. I really appreciate you, Your Honor. Thank you so much, Madam Chairperson. Thank you so much for joining in. And I thank all those who have also joined in from everywhere. Thank you so much. Okay, some of them have gone off, but thank you so much. I do not want to mention names, but thank you so much for joining in this session. We'll hope to see you again in some other sessions, both physical and virtual session that we may be having in the future. So quickly before I round up, I'll just kindly remind us again about our foundation and what we do basically. The Honorable Justice Umezulike Foundation is an international organization formed to honor the legacy of late Honorable Justice Innocent Umezulike, who at the time of his death was an acclaimed professor of land law and property law, authored over 25 books, and served as Chief Judge of Enugu State, clinching the longest serving Chief Judge in Enugu State. And of course, or rather in the southern Nigeria, not just in Enugu State, the foundation delivers its mission through the promotion of excellent legal education, research, and charity initiatives. Some of our facilities and programs include Law Library, Legal Research Center, annual lectures, workshops and seminars, educational grants, scholarships, and funding. For more information about our foundation, of course, we have the information there on the screen, www.umezulikefoundation.org, and our email admin@umezulikefoundation.org. Of course, our Twitter handle @IAU_foundation, Instagram @Umezulike Foundation, Facebook Honorable Justice Innocent Umezulike Foundation. Thank you so much for joining in, and I appreciate my time with you. I really enjoyed myself. Thank you so much. And I wish everyone, yes, a very good evening.
Thank you.
Your Honor, have a great evening. Yes. Okay, bye.